Hey all you cool cats and kittens, let me know if you can hear me and if you can hear the sound coming from the computer. Now I've forgotten how to reduce the sound from the computer because it's mostly the sound of the expressway nearby. Yeah, the last time I tried to do this, it didn't actually go live, and I'm not seeing it go live here. So, oh, well, it did. Okay, so let's see what the sound sounds like from the computer. Now I've forgotten how to. Okay, so I can hear that, but I want to turn that off because I don't want any of that sound. I guess I should have this on so that I can hear what's going on. This is Seth, Seth the adorable tiger. And this is the camera that is live on him 24/7 down at Tiger Lake, thanks to explore.org. What is that in front of your nose, Mr.? Oh, it's the, there's a tree stump right in front of his nose. Okay, looks like you guys can hear loud and clear. I hate to screw around too much and take a chance of messing something up, but I really wish I could make the background sound not so loud. Well, let me know if the background gets too annoying and I will spend some time trying to work on that. So, well, first off, let me give you an update on Keisha. Keisha Tiger, as you guys know, she goes through times when she's in heat and she doesn't eat very well, and so we keep saying, well, maybe we should spay her, but she's so old, she's 18 years old next month I think, that we really didn't want to do that to a cat her age. She lives by herself, so we don't have to worry about there being any kittens involved. So she was just acting a little bit more weird than usual this time when she stopped eating. So we thought she was in heat, and we thought, you know, before she gets some pyrometra or something, pyrometra, I can't pronounce that, we should just go ahead and spay her. So we started talking to the vets about doing that, and then she started acting real angry and grumpy in her den and not wanting to come out and hiding, and that's not how she usually is when she's in heat. Usually when she's in heat, she's just all lovey-dovey with everybody, especially all of the male keepers. So Dr. Justin came out a few days ago, and it was pouring down rain, so we really couldn't get a good look at her, and we couldn't dart her because we didn't know if she had had a stroke or what her problem was. She was kind of like stumbling around and not able to walk well, and so it was the next day he came back out after work. We had a little bit better weather, and we were able to lock her out of her den so that we could actually dart her. And let me tell you, there was a lot of discussion about whether or not she should be darted, because for one, we needed to be able to draw blood and do all the diagnostics on her, but if she had had a stroke, that would be a really bad thing. But she wasn't eating, and so we had to do something. And so anyway, she came into the Winsong Memorial Hospital. Dr. Miller came and checked out her eyes, and she said that from the way her retinas had what she calls bullets in them, it showed that she had possibly had a stroke, and that her high blood pressure, which she's been on medication for years, since 2015 I think, really needed to be increased. And so the problem with that is it's an oral medication and she's not eating, so we had to, actually while she was on the table, we had to force it down her throat. It was they made a liquid and forced it down her throat, but it was a really scary operation. We did it all in 360 and regular video, and so we'll be posting that soon so that you can be right there with us as far as what was happening. So the next day after surgery, or not surgery, but we did sonogram and x-rays and blood work, and her kidneys just look absolutely horrible, but that could be related to the high blood pressure issue. And she's 18 years old, which if you multiply by 6, that's about how old she would be if she were a person. So the day after the procedure, she only ate a little bit, and then today I think she's eaten a pound or maybe 3, but when we got up this morning, Zabu was acting all weird and not wanting to wake up, and she was in her den, and they were, you know, using a one of the feeding sticks to try and push her paw around so that she would wake up, and she just barely opened her eyes and rolled back over, and she slept all morning long and really had us all worried. We couldn't get to her in her den, and so they just kept a real close eye on her all day, and she ate 3 pounds this afternoon, so we're hoping that she was just old and sleepy and nothing horrible going on there, but it's always something. So I have been remiss because a few weeks ago I tried to do a Fan Mail Friday and thank everybody who had sent all these nice cards and letters, and I went through the entire process, but I didn't check to see whether or not it was going to Facebook, and it didn't go to Facebook, so I'm going to do this all over again. So first off, Lee, thank you very much for these back scratchers. If you guys have been watching Karma do the back scratching with some of the cats, the only one that seems to end up on video is Breezy Bobcat, but other cats get these too. And these were a little bit stronger looking than the bear ones. They're kind of creepy looking, but they're stronger, and they have purple handles, and they telescope so that we can reach out and, I'm going to scratch you, Seth. I'm going to scratch you. So thank you, Lee, for those. And then Diana sent this beautiful gift, and she says, "Dear Carol, I collect fans, and when I saw this on a recent trip to South Korea and Japan, I thought it must have your name on it. Cheers, Diana B." So thank you very much. It's a very beautiful oriental box, and the fan is just gorgeous. Look at that. That is so beautiful. It's like in gold leaf, and at my age I'll get a lot of use out of that, so thank you very much, Diana. I'm sure you recognize this handiwork when it's got a ton of bling on it and butterflies. You know it must be from Deb. Thank you, Deb. Deb came here, well actually Lori came here like 3 weeks ago, and then Deb came here I guess maybe a week ago, and between the two of them they got so much paperwork done, a lot of data entry for us, and Deb helped me out a lot with my website, so thank you very much for all of that. And she's continued to help from home. This says, and this goes all the way back to April, which is how long it's been since I've done this. "Dear Carol, by the time you receive this letter, it will be about 20 days until I'm in Tampa." So that lets you know when she was actually here. "I had already determined the amount I wanted to give the sanctuary and had planned to bring a check and give you along with a big hug when I saw you. However, after hearing today about the matching grant, I knew I couldn't be selfish and wait to give you this in person. But for the sake of the cats and the good of the sanctuary, I needed to get it to you now." So what she's talking about was Give Day Tampa Bay when we had a matching grant. "I hope to get to see you while I am there, and although I will be empty-handed of a check anyway, I hope I can still grab a hug from you. Love you, my friend, Deb." Thank you so much for that. And she gave a very generous gift to the cats as well that got matched, which made it even better. This is also from Deb, which is coffee. She keeps me caffeinated for sure. This is this pretty card. I don't know what you call those kind of flowers, but I really like them. "Dear Carol and all the staff, thank you for all the love and care you give all those creatures fortunate enough to enter your sanctuary. Bless you all. Sincerely, Virginia L." Thank you, Virginia. This is cute. Has a bunch of little cats on it. And it says, "Rosie, Henry, Dylan, Otto, Daisy, Ted, Molly, Oscar, Ginger, Angus, Silver." I guess maybe those are her cats. That's very cool if you can get your cats' names on a card. It says, "Dear Big Cat Rescue, I have been following your organization on Facebook for about a year. I am so impressed with your volunteers and their devotion to the beautiful cats. Everybody works so well with all the wild cats. They all get such great care and love. Your rescue even plans for their safety in a hurricane. I think you are all angels. Those cats are the lucky ones. It is so sad to see how many are killed in the wild. The ones you save could be the last of their breed. God bless all of you and the work you do. Your rescue is on my bucket list to visit sometime soon. I am a 71-year-old young lady, and I want you to know I am so happy to see what care the cats get from you. There are no words for how much I love you all, for how much I love what you all do. Prayers always, Darlene R. Thank you, Darlene. Ooh, cute little snow leopard cub. But this came with a much longer letter. Okay, I think this one goes with this. And it says, this is a quote from Mother Angelica. I do not ask for the riches that perish or the fame that fades away like a morning mist. Faith is what gets you started. Hope is what keeps you going. Love is what brings you to the end. And then a quote that she had from me when I was interviewed by Tampa Bay CEO magazine in 2007 was, something has happened inside you. It's more of an internal event rather than an external one. It's not entirely about what you see happen in the world, but about strength you see inside yourself. It's not learning something new about a problem, but rather learning something new about your unique ability to contribute to its solution. And then her letter says, Dear Carol, in reading one of the updates, I sensed your increasing frustration over the fact that many people are still not making the call of the wild. Yeah, I'm really frustrated about that. And Luana's doing an update today. We've got 2.3 million fans just on Facebook and only 5,000 calls. What is up with that? I just don't get that. Who am I talking to out there? Are they all bots? I thought Facebook got rid of all the bots. I don't think I have any answers for you, but I thought if I shared my experience with you, it might spark some new ideas in you to help others. And I remember this letter now, so I think this could be helpful. What made me hesitate about making the call of the wild were two things. One, I was scared to death. Two, I didn't think my call would make a difference. Don't ask me to explain number one. I can't. It sounds ridiculous, even to me. I work as a nursing supervisor in a community hospital on the 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. shift. Since I am the only administrator actually on site during these hours, I am responsible for dealing with the nursing staff, doctors, patients, families, and making decisions that ensure the smooth running of the hospital without disturbing the administrator on call unless absolutely necessary. So logically, one little phone call to support a cause I've come to believe in shouldn't bother me, should it? But it did, for a long time. What helped me most with this was the fact that Big Cat Rescue made it so easy to call. The recorded thanks from you made me feel like I wasn't alone, and calling after hours. Working nights helps with that. I can easily call at 3 a.m. because you're just going to get an answering machine. It's not going to be scary. But first and foremost, I discovered what gave me the most courage was not anger, although the abuse stories do make me angry, but love. My love for these cats has grown over the years, due in part to the wonderful videos on YouTube that make me laugh, cry, and get to know them as individuals. But most of all, your daily walkabouts have had the most impact. Seeing them, hearing their stories, hearing you share some of your own personal stories about Big Cat Rescue, watching the keepers and how they love and interact so beautifully with these cats, made me feel part of the Big Cat Rescue family. So I decided I needed to help and support my family, because we are your family. Indeed, girlfriend. With shaking hands and a quivering voice, I made my first phone call. She writes great, doesn't she? It feels like you're right there beside her. And survived. As to whether my call makes a difference, I just had to think about two women I've come to admire very much, Mother Angelica and you. The two quotes on the front of this card, the ones I just read to you, speak to great determination and strength. Mother Angelica was a cloistral nun responsible for starting EWTN, a worldwide TV and radio station that educates adults and children in the Catholic faith. She started with one transmitter in the back of her convent and ended up being honored by Pope John Paul IV. You started with one bobcat and ended up establishing a world-renowned sanctuary that does wonderful work and is having a positive impact on how people view exotic cats, captive exotic cats. Both of you have great passion, faith, and belief in your cause. Both accomplish great things, all with donations from like-minded people and people that have been inspired by your efforts. One person can make a difference. She's absolutely right on that one. When I made my first call to Big Cat Rescue, I could proudly wear my Call of the Wild button. You get a little button here when you make the call. I could wear my Call of the Wild button and look these cats in the eye without any guilt. I now average about 2 calls a week and aiming for even more until the goal is accomplished. I don't know if any of this helps you, but I wanted to share my journey because I don't think I'm alone. I hope you will accept my admiration for you and what you have done, and that my cross-stitch thanks from the cats reminds you daily. It's here on my desk, along with the Worry Stone and the crystal from Leslie, and there's the for the cats. Reminds you daily of how much love and support there is for you and Big Cat Rescue, especially from the cats. Have a great day, Edith. Thank you, Edith. Oh, I forgot to give this one. This is a note from Deb to the staff, and I forgot to give it to them yesterday at the staff meeting. And Deb sent me these beautiful little, can you see those little butterfly earrings? You having a bath there, Seth? This butterfly's trying to fly away. I've got too much stuff going on in my ears here. Look at those tufies. Those beautiful tufies you got. And then this beautiful card. I don't know if you'll be able to see the green on it, because green kind of, my green screen chroma key gets rid of the green, but it's very pretty. And it says, what can I say to someone who's done so much for me, who means so much to me, who holds such an important place in my heart? All I can think of is thank you, and thank you again. Carol, to say thank you for this week, this was after her visit, simply isn't enough. You are such a blessing in my life. I sit here with tears streaming down my face because I can't bear to say goodbye. So I'll say see you soon, 165 days. I'm thinking that's because she's coming back for the Wildcat Walkabout. A bunch of you guys are coming for that. Thank you, my friend, for the kindness shown me this week. A special thank you for the opportunity to have dinner with you and Howie and lunch with you on the 2 days. Thank you again for all of your endless hours of work for the cats. You are an amazing woman, an inspiration, and a joy to be around. God bless you, my friend. Love and hugs, Deb. P.S. The trip was, honestly, the trip of a lifetime for me. The time spent with you and the others made it so special. Thank you for the opportunity of allowing me to be here this week. It was truly amazing. Well, she just worked her butt off the whole time she was here, so we really appreciate all the work that she did. You know, it's easy to get people to come out and volunteer to work around big cats, but it's a whole lot harder to get people. I should move myself out of the way here because I am just blocking the view. How about I go over here? Oh, now he's walking away. It's hard to get people to do the administrative work, and we have a ton of it that gets backed up, you know, writing thank you notes and putting people into the database and lots and lots and lots of data entry. So Lori and Deb both put in days and days and days of doing that. So thank you both very, very much. And I'm sorry, but while I'm reading, I can't read the comments, so I'm going to run back through these and see if there's any questions that you guys had that I can answer. If you have questions, feel free to put them in there. Do some shout outs here to Crystal and Jennifer and Diana and Kathy and Janet and Elena and Diane and Rob and Marlene and Lorena, Pam and Diana, Jano, Kathleen and Linda and Denise and Fran and Renee and Lee and Heidi and Patricia and Candy and Natasha and Juliet and Kat. Jennifer said the background noise is minimal. Thank you so much for that. Al and Kieran and Brenda and Cheryl and Wanda and Jean and Lee. Lee, I'm glad you got to see me. Shout out to you on the scratchers. Linda and Anne and Marion and Christine and Etheltrod. That sounds like a name from my background. My family dates back to the Vikings, and we had names like Etheltrod. Audrey and Karen and Donna and Elaine and Anise and Kate, another Diana and Michael and Kieran and Katia. Yeah, Laura, we hope Sabu is okay too. You know, she had that weird seizure thing that she nearly drowned out there in the vacation rotation many months ago, and she's been fine since then, but she's 18 years old too, and so multiply that by 6, and these cats are so old. Over 20 of our cats are now over the age of 20. One of the things that will be surprising for us, or different for us, is so many of these cats that are coming from the Guatemala circus, which you guys have been helping us with. We're trying to rescue 50 to 70 lions and tigers from Guatemala that have been in circuses, which have now been banned. Yes, friends and neighbors, Guatemala is ahead of the U.S. on banning circus acts that use wild animals. I am so ashamed of our American attitudes. But most of those cats are like 5 years old and younger. And Howie was saying, well, what happens to them when they get to be over 5 years old? And I don't think we want to think about what happens to them when they get to be over 5, because when they get to be 5, that's usually when they become adults and you can't push them around anymore, and so then they're not profitable for the circuses. Hello, Itel and Marion and Patty and Francis and Isis and Sonia and Jade and Cynthia, James and Pam and Susan and Marie Anga and Craig and Paul. Honey asked if he is blepping a little. I don't know what blepping is. Hi, Tanya and Honey and Marcia and Rosamiere. That's a different name. And Elena, not Elena like before, and Madison and Debbie and Sean and Chantel. Yeah, Joanne, you're right. A lot of people can't make the call of the wild because you're not citizens, and unfortunately our Congress will only accept a call or an email or a letter from one of their constituents. And when you go to bigcatact.com, it as soon as you put in your contact information, it knows who your representative is and it calls them for you. But clearly, if you don't live in the U.S., that's not going to work. So for all of you who are not in the U.S. and you do want to help cats, one of the ways you can do that is at catlaws.com. catlaws.com. If there are any matters that are going on around the world outside of the U.S. where you can make a difference, those will be listed there. Actually, all of them, the American and the non-American things, will be listed there. We just really push the Big Cat Act because that could save 99.9% of the cats. There's just no reason for there to have to be sanctuaries rescuing these cats from horrible situations when it would be so easy just to ban the private possession and the pimping out of the cubs. That's what our bill does. It stops those two things. And there's just no excuse for it not to pass this session. Emily says she will be here 10 a.m. tomorrow. Richie says he looks very healthy. Yeah, he does. He's a healthy puss. Grace asks if we're going to introduce Lucky to Shamrock and Clover. That is the plan. So we introduced Lucky, and got all these St. Patrick's Day cat names. Lucky and Clover were siblings that we brought in from another facility to finish out their rehab and release. And then Shamrock was a little bit younger. So Clover was a little bit smaller of the two siblings. So we introduced her to Shamrock. They're getting along great. Afton just did a really cute video of them. And now we have moved Lucky over into the small section and of the one long cage that they're in. And that cage is like 4,600 square feet. So he's in the small space right now so that we can get them used to each other through the wire, and then hopefully we can introduce all of them together and release them all together, which would be fabulous. Oh, and I see Diana is already answering that question. Gloria, yes, all tigers' stripes are unique. So just like our thumbprints are unique, or our fingerprints are unique, their stripe patterns are unique. Cindy asked how Zabu and Cameron are doing. Cameron has decided that if he holds out and doesn't eat, that we'll give him a whole turkey every couple of days. So that's what we've been doing, and he's been eating his whole turkey, which is great. He's such a skinny, fussy cat, but anything we can do to get him to eat, we're happy to do that. And then Zabu, I don't know what's going on with her. She ate about 3 pounds later on in the day, but I don't know. She scares me a bit. Catherine asked about Aphrodite. Aphrodite's doing great. In fact, I think Jamie's already secured her release site. I think it's her. And so that's going to be happening very soon, so you want to stay tuned. If you guys are not on our newsletter list, you want to be sure that you get our newsletters, and you can do that by signing up at bigcatrescue.org/join. And then one last thing is, you guys are on Facebook, so if you go to our Facebook page, I added a new way of people being able to leave reviews that is so cool, because you can actually videotape yourself talking your review, or you could take a video of your cat, or you can take a video of stuff that you bought from our gift shop, or whatever it is that you wanted to review. You can either do a photo or a video, and you can upload that with your text. Be sure and give us 5 stars if you love us, and it posts that for everybody to see. And so it's a really cool way of making the reviews much more engaging than just reading text. You know, this way you really get to meet each other and see what's going on. So if you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/bigcatrescue, then look for, there's 3 pages now, 3 tabs on the side for reviews. There's the regular Facebook reviews, there are the TripAdvisor reviews, and then there's one called Reviews Pix, P-I-X, and that's one where you can put your pictures in your videos. So I'd love to hear from you guys if you've been here, or just let us know what you think about the sanctuary and our mission to end the captivity of big cats and stop the private possession of them and the cub petting. As far as the update on the Guatemala cats goes, we just wired more money down there. This time we sent the money to Animal Defenders International. They have people there that are building the, they call them freedom cages, and these are big, they kind of look like the circus wagon, except they don't have wheels. And so what these are for is that when they go to the circuses to get the cats, the circuses either don't want to give up their equipment, or they want such a ridiculous amount of money for it that it doesn't make sense. So we have to have a cage that we can put on our own trucks that are rented, to put the cats in, to bring out to the facility where they're going to be staying, the temporary camp. And then they can actually use those. They make them way bigger than the circus wagons that you've seen. So they can then use those as like the night house or a separation shift type cage, so that the much bigger area that we have for them to play in the grass and all of that, if they need to lock them up, they can lock them into those smaller areas. And then it makes it possible for transporting. So if there's an emergency, a flood or whatever, and they got to get the cats out of there, each one has their own crate. And each one of those crates is costing about $1,000 to $1,200 to build in Guatemala. And so we just sent down $3,000 more to do that. And we're also still sending more money to help put the perimeter fence around the cats, so that people in the area or people from the circuses don't come in and do something awful, like either lose an arm or let a cat loose, which would be horrible. And so all of that is going on. And then ADI expects that the next circus is talking like they are going to be willing to relinquish the cats without a fight, which would be very nice of them to do the right thing. And they think that that could happen in June. So we've got to be ready to have space for all of these cats coming in June. We've already started the permitting process, which is a huge, long ordeal. Laurel, when you say we got bobcat kittens, these are kittens who were orphaned in the wild, and so they are being rehabbed for release back to the wild. Well, Lynette, we wish you lived closer too so you could visit more. Christy says she loves the mini Carol. That's funny. It's mini-me. Yes, Jennifer, the 3 lions are the only ones that have been turned over so far, and those will be going to the Animal Defender International's facility in South Africa. You know, when I look up here on my screen, I keep seeing this blinking and flashing, but I'm not seeing it on my phone, so I hope it's not annoying you guys. James is doing a birthday fundraiser for Big Cat Rescue. That's what we did for the whole month of April. Everybody who did a birthday, or not a birthday, but everybody who did a Facebook fundraiser for us during the month of April, we earmarked that money for Guatemala for the tiger rescue, or the lion and tiger rescue. Pam says she just made her weekly call. Thank you very much for that. Diana, yeah, they are still kittens. And, you know, typically I refer to a bobcat as being a kitten until they're about 3 years old. A lion or a tiger is still a cub until they're about 5 years old. Christine, I don't know if any lions will be coming here. We don't know for sure how many lions and tigers will end up being sent to the temporary camp, or how many that Animal Defenders International is going to be able to accommodate in South Africa. Catherine, we are currently on the list to only take tigers because that's what we believe are in need of homes. As long as ADI is willing to take lions, then that's great. We want these cats to all have homes, and we're just not entirely sure that all of the sanctuaries are going to be able to pull together the funds that they need to build their cages and pay for the cat's care during the interim, and then do the importing, which is very expensive. We're going to help some of the other sanctuaries to the best of our ability, but it's a huge, costly endeavor to save 50 to 70 big cats that cost $10,000 per cat per year to take care of. Gail says it's flashing on her tablet. I'm also on a wireless connection instead of hardwired, because my other computer is tied up doing that 360 video, and so it's taking all of the resources over there. Alright, looks like I got through all of your comments. I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but thank you so much for joining Seth and I today and listening to all of the fan mail. I think I have more in emails that I need to dig out, but I will do that at a later date, because right now Jamie and Howie and I have a meeting about these Guatemala cats that I have to get off to. So love you guys. Thank you so much for all of your love and care for the cats. Thank you everybody who's making the Call of the Wild, and all of you who have been supporting our work. Bye.